Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Welcome back to another video. Let's jump straight into the latest round of updates surrounding America's team. The Dallas Cowboys are once again facing an injury dilemma that could quickly escalate. Throughout the early stages of the 2025 NFL season, the Cowboys have adopted a next man up approach, relying on unexpected standout performances from several players. However, the challenges continue to pile up. This time, the spotlight is on safety Donovan Wilson. According to Nick Harris of the Fort Worth Star-Tribune, Wilson was absent from the team's first practice of Week 6 before their clash with the Carolina Panthers. The seventh-year veteran left late in the fourth quarter of Dallas's 37-22 victory over the New York Jets after sustaining an unspecified injury. Typically, a seasoned player missing a Wednesday practice wouldn't raise major concerns, but this situation appears different. Wilson appeared on the injury report with both knee and elbow issues, which is certainly worrisome. Adding to the Cowboys' difficulties, his potential absence further complicates matters for a team that already had to play without 4 starting offensive linemen in their last outing against the Jets. Wilson will have 2 additional opportunities this week to convince the medical staff that he's fit enough to take the field in Carolina. The situation is made even more difficult by the ongoing absence of fellow safety Malik Hooker, who's sidelined for at least 3 more games due to a toe injury. Harris reports that if Wilson can't play, Dallas will look to Maurice Bell or Elijah Clark to fill the void. Head coach Brian Schottenheimer might once again need to get creative as he prepares for the showdown with the Panthers. Bell has played only 10 defensive snaps this season and has made minimal impact given his limited opportunities. Clark, on the other hand, has suited up for just one of the Cowboys' first 5 games, primarily contributing on special teams. Although Bell's experience is limited, he did show promise when given extended playing time. Back in 2023, he recorded 94 tackles, including 3 for loss, 4 pass breakups, and 2 forced fumbles across 17 games and 8 starts after transitioning from linebacker. Still, relying on him would represent a noticeable drop-off from Wilson's production. Clark, meanwhile, is an undrafted rookie. While his potential rise would make for a great storyline, his lack of experience only adds to the vulnerability of an already thin Cowboy secondary. The statistics paint a grim picture. Dallas currently gives up the most passing yards per game, 284.6, and the highest net yards per attempt, 7.5, in the league, along with the second highest opponent passer rating of 117.2. Now, let's move on to another injury update, this time concerning KaVontae Turpin. The Cowboys have already dealt with a flurry of injuries just 5 weeks into the season, and it doesn't appear that relief is coming soon. With CeeDee Lamb still sidelined due to an ankle sprain, and all-pro return specialist Turpin continuing his recovery, quarterback Dak Prescott may have to take on the Panthers with the same offensive lineup that faced the Jets. On Wednesday's practice at the Star, Turpin was spotted working with athletic trainer Britt Brown. When asked about his progress, Turpin shared, "I went out there with Britt Brown and did some on-field rehab. We were basically testing how I move at full speed. I did some light jogging and everything felt good. We're just taking it day by day." That day-to-day status certainly sounds encouraging for one of Dallas's most dynamic playmakers, but does that mean he'll be ready for the Panthers game? Unfortunately, Turpin himself doubts it. "I'll probably be back around Washington week." That's the target. Turpin has earned a PFF grade of 75.6, ranking 19th among 125 NFL wide receivers this season. Despite missing Week 5 with a foot injury, he's already logged 133 offensive snaps. So far, he's contributed 11 receptions on 13 targets for 159 yards, along with 6 rushing attempts for 23 yards out of the backfield. While his anticipated return may come a week later, Turpin's presence will undoubtedly provide a significant spark once he's back in uniform. Without CeeDee Lamb, KaVontae Turpin, and 4 starting offensive linemen, Dak Prescott still managed to put up 37 points against the Jets on their home turf, a testament to Brian Schottenheimer's offensive brilliance. The Cowboys' attack has quietly become one of the most dangerous in the league. So when Lamb and the rest of the starters return, what can fans expect? In one word, fireworks. Of course, the defense remains the key factor. If the Cowboys' defensive unit can maintain even a moderate level of consistency for the remainder of the season, this team is well positioned for a playoff run. However, if they continue surrendering 30 or more points per game, they risk repeating the fate of last year's Cincinnati Bengals, a talented squad whose offensive power was wasted by defensive shortcomings. The good news? Reinforcements are on the way. Over the next few weeks, several key players are expected to make their return, which could mark a turning point in Dallas's season. But for now, Dak and his supporting cast will have to keep doing what they've been doing, finding ways to win with whoever's available. Now, a shocking trade scenario could be brewing. It's been reported that if the Baltimore Ravens continue to struggle, they may make Derrick Henry available for the right offer, especially with Lamar Jackson expected to miss another week during this 2025 campaign. Originally drafted in the second round of the 2016 NFL Draft, the former Alabama standout experienced a resurgence last year after joining the Ravens on a 2-year deal. Before that, Henry spent most of his career with the Tennessee Titans, where he eventually emerged as their feature back after 2 seasons as a backup. A 5-time Pro Bowler, Henry dominated the league in 2019, leading the NFL in rushing yards and cementing his reputation as one of the most punishing runners in football. However, injuries in the Titans' inconsistent roster ultimately led to his departure in free agency, where he signed with Baltimore and immediately shattered several franchise records in his debut season. This year, though, the veteran hasn't been quite the same. Now 31 years old, Henry has fumbled at least 3 times, raising questions about whether age is finally catching up to him. If the Ravens continue to lose, trading him could make sense, both to recoup value and to free up cap space before his production declines. While it might seem unlikely given his recent contract extension, the NFL is unpredictable, and if Baltimore starts fielding offers, Dallas could be among the interested teams. Could the Cowboys finally land Derrick Henry? This wouldn't be the first time the Cowboys considered adding Henry. 2 off-seasons ago, they reportedly explored signing him to a short-term deal, but ultimately decided to stick with their existing running backs, a decision that backfired when the 2024 unit turned out to be among the league's weakest. Since then, the Cowboys have added Javonte Williams, who appears to be developing into their long-term starter, alongside Miles Sanders. Yet that doesn't rule out a move for another back. Sanders has struggled to regain his former explosiveness, and rookie Jaden Blue, a 2025 draft pick, is still adjusting to the NFL level. Adding Henry could be the final piece to unlock Dallas's offensive ceiling. Pairing his power-running style with Dak Prescott's passing connection to CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens could create a balanced, unstoppable attack. Henry may not have many prime years left, but if the Cowboys want to maximize their current window and make a legitimate Super Bowl push, this might be the move that turns their offense from explosive into elite.